It's been a while, hasn't it? Greetings, friends. That Gaming Author here, and welcome to my first Let's Play in quite some time for Ys 1, or Ancient Ys Vanished Omen. This is the Steam port. There are multiple ports of this game. The original was on PC 88, I believe. Unfortunately, I have not figured out how to emulate the original. I've been really wanting to try it, just for the history lesson, basically. And yeah, that definitely hasn't really panned out for me. I have only really experienced the PSP version and this version, which are basically the same in a lot of, or like in most ways. But it's a very fun game. If you're into action RPGs or like just adventurous games, the Ys series is definitely for you. And if you like the Zelda games, you might find quite a few parallels as well. It's a very fun series. I cannot recommend it enough. The music is always fantastic too. Falcom games always have good music, and I will always vouch for them pretty much until the end of time. Anyway, I think I've yammered on enough. Let's go ahead and get started on our adventure. We're going to go ahead and jump into a new game. And now the game mode, this ultimately decides what the character portraits will look like. Throughout the game, we'll meet characters that have art or, portraits and things like that. The Chronicles game mode selects the art that they did for the PSP version, if I recall, and the complete version goes with the art they did for an older PC port from, as the year indicates, 2001. And I have always had a soft spot for the complete version of the art, so that's what we're going to go with. And as far as the difficulty level, I am no expert at action RPGs. I've played this game before. I've only beaten it once, though. The final boss gave me one hell of a time when I played the original, or when I played it originally, so you guys are going to get to watch me suffer no matter what difficulty I do. And I know you probably want to watch me play harder Nightmare mode, but I do not trust myself enough to play those difficulty modes. Who knows how long this LP would go on if I chose those. So we're just going to go normal mode and jump right on into this adventure. I hope you'll join me till the end. Good. You're awake. Don't strain yourself now. Your body is covered in bruises. So, you still hurting anywhere? Adol checked himself over. There was some pain, but nothing debilitating. Get some rest. You're in a clinic at Barbados Port. Hey, Dad, is the stranger awake yet? Slav, you're early. How did the meeting go? Same as always, no real progress. Well, the patient's only just awoken. Glad to see you back among the living. Ah yes, where are my manners? My name is Bluto. I own and operate this clinic. This is my son, Slav. He found you collapsed on the beach and brought you here. We drove off the rebel that attacked you. It was a real close call. Adol told Slav his name and expressed his gratitude. Adol, huh? Good name. Don't recognize you, though. Where are you from? Adol explained that he journeyed from Promolok to Asteria by boat. My word, you came from overseas? Amazing. You're the first man I know of to get past the storm wall. What do you two think you're doing? Uh-oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy. She'll chew you up. I'll chew you up, Slav, if you keep making comments like that. The man's wounded, you know. Shouldn't you leave him be? He needs his rest. That's my Isla, always keeping us in check. You make a good point, my dear. Yeah, okay. I'll stop talking his ear off. Rest up, Adol. But know this, I'm not done with you yet. Under the clinic's care, Adol recovered quickly. Several days later. And here we are. So if you play this game yourself, you might notice the music probably sounds different from what you're used to, or it sounds different from what I'm playing now. That's because if you go into sound, they include different types of the soundtrack. So I choose the complete version because it is my personal favorite version of the soundtrack. But there are a couple other versions. So if you press, I'm using controller, so if you press the A button, it'll go to the original version of the soundtrack from the PC-88. And then if you press it again, it goes to the Chronicles version, which is the soundtrack they used for the PSP version, I believe. But complete is my favorite. And another thing, since I don't really know the keyboard controls offhand, but on controller, if you press L1, the left bumper, or the L button, depending on what type of controller you're using, you'll bring up your status, and this is a very handy look at, Adol's status, his strength and defense. And right now it's listing how much total XP he has, but we're actually going to go ahead and change that. So if we go into display, and we go into experience display, it will display our total. I usually like doing that at the end of the game, when we've finished all our grinding, just to see how much we've earned over the course of the game. But at the beginning, we're going to go ahead and choose to the next level, so we need 200 experience to level up. As for frame display, the standard is kind of like this gray-silver color. You also have a golden one, which looks nice, but honestly, the older I get, the harder it is on my eyes, so I definitely prefer standard. Now for wall transparency, that makes it to where if you walk up to a wall, you can actually see Adol. But if we go ahead and change that to solid, you'll see down there, we no longer see Adol's entire body. I personally prefer having him visible, so that way if he walks behind a wall, I know exactly where he's at. Blood effects, pretty self-explanatory. You beat up an enemy, they burst into pieces and blood goes everywhere. I'm gonna keep that on. And you can change the artwork from here as well. And I think that's actually gonna be a good comparison point. So let's actually go ahead and change it to Chronicles just for now. And let's go ahead and talk to these two here. Good morning, Adol. You seem to be in tip-top shape now. Still, you should probably take it easy for a bit, just in case. Well, I suppose a walk around town could do you some good.
Just don't overexert yourself. For a boy your age to have slept so soundly, you must have quite a story to tell. Adol, the portside warehouse has become home base for the town's militia. Slav should be there. He can answer any questions you might have. Just be careful not to do too much too soon.
Listen, Adol, there are monsters outside town, so don't push your luck, okay? We'll keep that in mind. And now if we go back into display and change it to complete, we'll talk to them again, and the artwork's different.
Slav is well on his way to making the town's militia a force to be reckoned with. He's always been one to insist on shouldering everyone else's burdens. A real stubborn one, he never listens to a single word I say. He reminds me of someone else in this room.
Probably shouldn't say that too loud there, my dude. Adol, I know you're a strapping young lad and all, but please, don't overestimate yourself. We don't want you getting hurt again. And I will keep that in mind.
Well, you seem healthy enough to want to be up and about, but still, take care of yourself out there, okay?
Well, I appreciate the concern, but we should be fine. Oh, I didn't mean to pause in the middle of that. But if we check equipment, we've got nothing. Check items, we've got Jack. We are literally starting from nothing, so definitely good to keep in mind before you get yourself in any fights. So we are starting in the port town of Barbado, and this appears to be the land of Asteria. Have we been told that yet? I don't know, but we are in the land of Asteria, and we'll be learning about that shortly. This is where the duration of our adventure will be, and for this first episode, I'm going to go around and talk to all the townspeople of Barbado Port, and we'll be doing this a lot throughout the game, and I'm just going to warn you ahead of time, there will be a lot of talking to NPCs in this game, because if you've ever played a Falcom game, there is a lot of dialogue to go around, there are a lot of NPCs to talk to, and they all honestly have really interesting things to say. You get a lot of the story content from talking to NPCs in this game. I feel like this game is really short if you ignore a lot of the NPCs, but it's not worth it. Just, if you're playing this game, I would highly recommend talking to everyone and talking to them multiple times. So yeah, you see how we have the wall transparency turned on. I would not have seen that person if I didn't have that turned on. So let's go ahead and talk to him, shall we? Well, no. Who might you be? I see. So you're the young man that Dr. Bluto has been looking after. You must have been through a lot. But you're looking very well. That's Bluto for you. Seems like Bluto's a trusted doctor around these parts. So, if you're playing, you might be wondering, how do you talk to people? Because the face buttons don't actually do anything. Well, I guess the X button opens the inventory. But yeah, pressing A does not talk to people. At least I don't think so. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. You actually have to touch them directly to talk to them. And in true Falcom fashion, most NPCs will have new dialogue if you talk to them more than once, so do keep that in mind. There's a fortune teller who lives in Minia to the north. She predicted the storm wall, the monsters, everything. If there's something you need to know, you should go visit her. She'll answer every question you could possibly have. A fortune teller in Minia, we'll have to keep that in mind. Once you're feeling up to it, that is. Don't want your wounds reopening, after all. Oh, there's a dog down there. I'll pet you in a moment. Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind. So there's a fortune teller in Minia who predicted essentially everything that happened, so maybe she'll have some useful info for us. Watch out for the blue-headed demons out in the field. Be careless and you'll be dead. You're only human after all. If you're not sure about your chances for survival, then run away. Run like the wind. Sure, but that's the coward's way out. We've got this. But he does have good advice. When you're out in the field, you have no equipment, you do definitely want to avoid enemies that seem like they might be a pain, because you will die very quickly in this game if you are not careful. This game is actually, I wouldn't call it difficult, but if you're not careful, you will die a lot. Slav is working hard to keep the town safe, but in the end, he may just be kidding himself. Rather than live in fear of a monster attack, wouldn't it be better for everyone in Barbado to move to Minia? However hard we try, we're simply no match for the monsters. If they attack us, we're done for. And a bit of a doom and gloom perspective there, huh? I mean, I guess it's realistic, but Still, you gotta have some hope, right? Hey mister, did you come from the mainland? Isn't the storm wall really neato? I hope it stays forever. If it ever goes away, the girl next door will have to leave with her family. 3 cheers for the storm wall. It's what got me my girlfriend. Okay, little man. I mean, whatever, right? Gotta love natural disasters bringing you close to people. I mean, I guess that's kind of what happens, though, isn't it? This is the town where I was born and raised. It's my home. To even consider leaving this place. But my child's safety is paramount, so perhaps Minia, with its city wall, really is the place to be. This is the town... Okay, so she says the same thing. So yeah, some NPCs won't always have multiple things to say, but it's good to be diligent all the same, because if you just assume everyone only has one line of dialogue to say, you will miss out on a lot. And I, for one, am not a big fan of missing out on NPC dialogue. There we go. Pet that dog. Can I pet that dog? My daddy always talks about leaving Asteria, but why would I leave when I have so many good friends here? I think I'm gonna go play with my friend next door. I mean, go for it. I came here because I heard I could make a tidy profit in the local silver trade. Now I just want to go home. Damn Stormwall, may its stormy progeny all suffer uncomfortable bloating. Okay, damn dude. You're from the mainland as well, aren't you? What brings you to Asteria? Kinda complicated. We'll get into that one day. Or I guess it's not that complicated. At one time, Barbados was swimming in traders like my husband, but they all tried to go home and got swallowed up by the storms. I'm just grateful to have my family here with me, though. That's enough to keep me happy. Oh, well that's good. It is always the little things that really matter in times like these. You're going to Minia, no? Be careful of the monsters wandering the plains. Well, thank you for the advice. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm talking to all the outside NPCs because they like to wander around, and you will very quickly lose them if you're not careful. I've been fishing here for as long as I can remember. Since the storm wall appeared, my catch has been consistently bigger than ever. I believe one would call that a mixed blessing. Yeah, I guess it's like, again, it's the little things, isn't it? It's totally wiped out our trade, but hey, at least we're not starving, right? Yeah, that is one plus side. So, like, you're not making much money, but at least the food supply's not going down any. So this appears to be a tavern. Gerald's Pub. Such stunning red hair. You must be Adol, no? Dr. Bluto told me all about you. As you can see, we're on a bit of a break right now. The storm wall's not conducive to tourism, after all. I can get you something to drink anyway, though, if you'd like. What say you? I'm pretty sure Adol's 17, but who knows. Before the storm wall appeared, this bear would... What? Where did that come from? Whoa! I thought I was Englishing pretty well for most of this video. This bear? Wow. I think it's because I was reading her name, Karen, and so I combined that with the word bar. So yeah. Anyway, back to character reading. Before the storm wall appeared, this bar was always packed. I can handle being poor. I just really hate being bored all the time. God damn if that isn't a mood. I can't just sit around. Maybe I should ask Slav to let me join the militia. Yeah, sounds like you're bored out of your mind if you're wanting to join, you know, your local fighting team, I suppose. Things were great 6 months ago. Huge trade ships were coming in constantly, and Barbados was flourishing. But these days, all we do is fish, fish, fish. I yearn for the way things were. Don't we all? I'm not sure this town can survive on fishing alone. It's only been 6 months, and we're in a pretty bad way. I mean, yeah, you don't want to drain the oceans, that's for sure. These little critters are called Picards. They've been raised as livestock here for generations. Their meat is absolutely delicious, but they're real easy prey for monsters, so we raise them here where nothing can hurt them but us. I suppose that makes sense. You just make sure to raise them and get their young, kill them off when they're a little older, and there you have your meal. So I used to call them Pickards. I used to think the pronunciation Pickards made sense, but the modern Ys games have voice acting, and in voice acting they say Picards, so that is where I get my pronunciation from. Just so that way you're aware, but if they are officially pronounced some other way, feel free to let me know in the comments, I'm curious. I think they are Picards, though. Watch out. Okay, oh, we've spoken to you. See, that's what I mean. Like, you can very easily lose track of NPCs, and I'm very bad at remembering what they look like, so I will do that. I've actually tried recording this already because the volume mixing wasn't very good in the original video, so in the original recording, I talked to that same person twice, so funny how that happens. Since the ships are all grounded, there's no work to be had at the harbor anymore. I'd been hoping to branch out into the silver trade, but that didn't exactly work out either. Bad luck all around. Bad luck indeed. Guess it's a fisherman's life for me, yay! Oh, I'm so happy about my new life. Can't make that bank I wanted to make. 6 months ago, monsters started showing up on the North Road. As a result, I haven't seen my friends in Minia for quite some time. I wonder how they're doing these days. Yeah, if there are monsters on the road, you can't exactly travel very easily, can you? Minia's protected by city walls, so it's a safer place to be. You say anything new? Oh, okay, yeah. On the other hand, I hear they have some serious crime problems there. Lots of thievery. Ooh, good to keep in mind before we head over there. I think that's all the outside NPCs, so let's go ahead and start going into some buildings, shall we? My son and his wife live in Minia. They keep asking me to go live with them, but they must be joking. This is my home. I could never leave here, no matter what the danger. At my age, I've no intention of finding a new home. I've been born here and I'm going to die here. That's how I'm going to spend my life. And that's honestly perfectly valid. Armory, huh? And go figure, it's locked. So we have no access to weapons just yet. Ooh, militia headquarters. We were told Slav was here, and I think he was going to answer some questions for us, so we'll definitely be sure to keep that in mind. You're the one that Slav rescued, aren't you? Fine red hair like yours is certainly a rarity here. Interesting. So you're Adol. Well, it's good to finally meet you. Oh, nice to meet you too, Drake. Let's go ahead and head upstairs here. Now, I don't think there's anything back here, but there is a fellow up here to speak to. We saw him earlier, I believe. We watch the surrounding area from here. That way, if the demons try to mount an attack, we can see them coming and get ready for it. I mean, that's good, but I feel like this building is not very high. It's only 2 stories... Excuse me, it's only 2 stories high, isn't it? But who knows, maybe it's a lot taller than it appears on the map. I doubt they'll attack during the day, of course, but 'tis better to be safe than sorry, you know? That's for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and explore the rest of the militia building, or militia HQ, and there he is right there. Why, if it isn't Adol, you okay to be moving around like that? Every time I stopped by, you were sound asleep. You must have been exhausted. So, heard any murmurings overseas about Asteria? I'd love to know what people are saying about us. Adol told Slav he had heard the land was cursed. Cursed, huh? And that's not really true, but it's also not too far off. Guess we can't count on any support from the outside if they think we're cursed over here. We've got to take action. Anyway, I don't know a whole lot, but I'll gladly answer any questions I can. Ask away. Anything on your mind? So, we've been in this town for a little while, but let's go ahead and learn more about it. Barbados is the only port town in Asteria. It used to just be a small fishing village, until silver was discovered nearby, then it boomed overnight. But ever since that storm wall showed up, no ships can get in or out. Our exporting days are over. So now, it's just a fishing village again, for the time being anyway. At least everyone got some money from all the silver trade while it lasted, I guess. Again, it really is the little things when it comes to it. Now Asteria, we've heard that name from that little girl. Is that where we're at, Slav? Asteria is a small island country. There are only a few towns here. Barbados, the walled city of Minia, and Zepik village in the mountains. Not long ago, there was also a town called Rastin, but it got wiped out by the monsters after the mine closed. The place where I found you is called White Horn Beach. Mother of Pearl Pieces wash ashore there. great place for a stroll, save for the monsters everywhere. What else? Oh yeah, Darm Tower, Asteria's claim to fame. Sort of. It just seems to kiss the clouds, doesn't it? On clear days, you can see it all the way from Promolock. There are other touristy spots, but they've been infested with monsters ever since the Stormwall showed up. Damned thing really made life difficult for us. Oh dear. Alright then, what about the Stormwall? It appeared, let's see, about 6 months ago or so. The first storm started on a night when some trade ships carrying silver set out from Barbados. Buffeted by the storm, the ships were obliterated, washed ashore on Whitehorn Beach the next morning. We first thought it was an isolated incident, but the same fate's been met by every other ship since. That's how the Stormwall got its start, and now we Asterians are pretty much trapped here. Most people have just kind of resigned themselves to their fate, but me, I'm too stubborn for that. Ain't that the truth? Alright, and what about the militia? When the Stormwall appeared, monsters came with it. That's what attacked you that day on the beach. We call that particular species Rebel. Monsters first appeared on the road up to the mountain, but they began attacking the villages soon after. Barbados in particular was hit pretty badly. Minia seemed just as vulnerable, but they've got that wall around them, so they're much more secure. Zepik was spared too, somehow. Supposedly kept the monsters out with some kind of mystical bell. We have nothing of the sort here though, so we have to take up arms and defend the town ourselves. Okay, that's a pretty admirable effort, I'd say. You've got an iron will, man. You may be just what we need. The Stormwall has claimed so many lives, and it needs to stop. I assume you're looking to travel all throughout Asteria, no? That's a really bad idea. You'll be eaten by monsters for sure. No good can come of it. Why not join the town militia instead? You've sure got the guts for it. Adol explained that he wanted to confirm Asteria's current state with his own eyes. Yeah, I figured. I know your type. I doubt I could ever change your mind. You're a wild one for sure. Takes nothing short of a miracle to make it through the Stormwall alive. This is my place, I know that, but it's not yours. No, Destiny's definitely got bigger things in mind for you, definitely. Anyway, when you leave here, go north. We're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Minia. Minia is Asteria's largest city. You're sure to find some useful information there. Oh yeah, and take this with you. Oh, wait a minute. I have never gotten this dialogue before. And he just gives you a short sword right out the gate? How have I never gotten this dialogue before? Consider it a parting gift. All of us militants carry these. They're small, but they get the job done. Haven't got much in the way of armor, but there's a good shop for that in Minia. Be sure to stop by when you can. Take care. And if you come around again, drop in. Oh yeah, we absolutely will. You'll see why later, but let me go ahead and go to the equip screen. A small cheap sword, mostly used for daily tasks than for combat. We'll go ahead and equip that, and that'll buff our strength up by 5. And he has a little sword in his sprite now. Hell yeah. It's like the Dragon Quest thing. But yeah, I believe we've spoken to everyone here in Barbados Port. So yeah, oh, didn't mean to talk to you again. Yeah, I think that's as good a stopping point as any, because we've spoken to everyone here, and next episode we'll definitely begin our adventure. We'll get into a bit of combat, so that way you can kind of see how it works. It's a very simple combat system, you don't really need a tutorial for it, but I'm excited to show this off anyway, because I love this game, and I am more than sure that you guys will love it too. There will be a lot of talking to NPCs, but I promise it's worth it because they're all very charming, and I love their stories. I'm not sure how consistent this Let's Play is going to be. I'm going to try to keep these episodes kind of short and sweet to save my voice, because I haven't recorded a Let's Play in a long time, and even just recording the last draft of this video on this one, I'm definitely feeling it in my voice, so here's hoping this is the version of the video that goes out. But I will try to record and upload as close to daily as I can. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, you are all wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this adventure. If you liked it, feel free to give the video a like, subscribe if you're looking forward to more, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.